Hey, this is Senator Justin Reedy coming to you at the end of the 12th week of the 2026 General Assembly session. After this week, we have a week and a day to go. And first of all, I want to wish all of you a happy Good Friday and Easter, and to our Jewish friends, a happy Passover. This is a wonderful time of year for families. It's a wonderful time of year from my perspective because we're almost out of session. This week, the biggest thing we dealt with was the omnibus, what we're calling a Frankenstein energy bill that has come out of the House of Delegates. The Senate has passed it out of committee onto the full floor. And this week, and particularly Thursday, we spent several hours amending, debating, discussing this bill. The bill it's a combination of a bunch of different bills about energy, and it's called the Relief Act. And it is going to provide a little bit of relief for ratepayers, much less than we should, and much less than I believe we could. It also has some things in it that are positive. There's also a lot of stuff that's just continuing sort of the warmed over renewable energy stuff that we've seen for years that Democrats claim will help us increase our energy supply in the state, but generally doesn't. So it's like a 93-page bill. So we walked through it, though, line by line on the Senate floor. And Republicans, I worked with Senator Hershey and I as the leader, and the Republicans and myself and several other members. We really fought and offered over 10 amendments. Many of them focused on different pieces of our energy policy in the state that are self-inflicted. I've talked to you about before, things like being in RGGI, the Empower program, and also the RPS system of renewable energy requirements and goals that energy companies have to hit or pay fines, which they then pass on to you. We attacked all of those. Many of our amendments were shot down. We did get some amendments on the bill, including an important, Senator Jennings was able to get by one vote on the floor, an important bill about people being notified properly when there are transmission line projects in there coming through their property or in their area. I got an amendment on that's going to require the Public Service Commission to have utility companies look at how they're utilizing our current grid. We have found nationwide, there's a movement that's found if we can get a higher percentage of the actual grid being utilized day after day, it would reduce cost. Apparently, at any given time, only about half of our grid is used. And so if we can utilize the grid better, we can remove the need for as many new transmission line projects, but also can bring down costs. But our amendments to try to add more savings into the bill were defeated. Here's what the bill does do that's positive. The first thing is a very small positive. It will save people roughly around $12 to $13 a month on their energy bill, because the bill actually does do some slowing down of the Empower program. It's an acknowledgement by Democratic leaders in Annapolis that their policies have caused your bills to be higher. This bill will slow down some of those goals and projects in the Empower program. We, of course, wanted to pause and really get rid of the Empower program, but at very least pause it for a significant period of time, which would save you probably closer to $20 a month, just that alone. And we have other pieces that would save even more. But the bill does have a savings in it monthly, a very small savings monthly by doing that. There are also some things in there that say that utilities can't pass along executive compensation, executive bonuses onto ratepayers. That's not going to mean hardly anything for your bill, but I actually think it's probably a pretty good policy. And as I said, they took the amendment I had about trying to better maximize how we use the grid and have utility companies follow that. But we had amendments to get out of RGGI. We had amendments to change the RPS program or scale back the goals significantly, which would save the utility companies and ratepayers money. Those were all defeated. I had an amendment to try to say that to try to adjust the RPS targets for solar, to make some changes there that would save money. That amendment was defeated. So it's a real mixed bag. The final vote on this bill is going to come early next week. Again, I think there's some positives in it. There's a lot of missed opportunity, and so I'm still, frankly, deciding. probably will vote for the bill because there are some things in it that are positives, but there's also a lot of things that are missed opportunities. And then the two houses will have to meet and conference about the bill. So I'm supportive of some of the things we've done in the Senate to try to do something on relief. It's very, very little. The House, I think the version that came out of the House was worse. And so we'll see how that all shakes out. But I wanted to give you that update so you would know we're spending as much time as we possibly can forcing our Democratic colleagues, the Democratic majority. Governor Moore walks around, talks about how we're bringing down costs for Marylanders. They've done nothing on that. This bill passing would be the first thing we did all session. And this is, we're almost 80 days into session of a 90-day session. This would be the first time we really passed anything with any real relief. There's been no appreciable tax relief. Talked to you a little bit in the past about we did some stuff on historic tags and some other things that fixed a couple little problems, but it's not really anything that relieves the burden on consumers and on taxpayers. And so that's been my frustration. This bill would at least do something, but it could do way more. And that's what it's been like this year. There's just been a lot of things where we've had the opportunity to really do something. But here's the problem in Annapolis. If it involves the government having to take a little less, take a haircut, or make some tough decisions, or if it involves relinquishing money they're taking in, and sometimes those two go hand in hand, they don't want to do it. It's like pulling teeth. Even on things that they know they should do, that it's hard, like this energy bill. They know they should go further. So that's the frustration. But we're going to keep fighting on this the rest of this session. And I really appreciate the chance to represent you. I invite you to contact me directly. And I'm thankful that we have this Easter weekend coming up where we can be with our families. And I hope you have a great weekend. Please reach out with any questions or concerns, and God bless.